That's right, folks. It's Friday. It is time. We've got a bunch of scrap sewing to do. Are you ready? Let's get stitching. That's right, folks. Well, welcome back to Scrap Masters Weekly, formerly Friday Fun Day. Regardless, I am your host, Rob Appell, quilt maker from Stitchin Heaven out in Quitman, Texas, and having a wonderful time right here on YouTube. Thank you for joining us here all today live-ish, meaning that it's a premiere, and if you're watching it at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, I'm going to encourage you, please join us in the chat box. It's super fun. You can watch all of your friends typing and talking away. If you're new to the group, it's a super safe and supportive group. Feel free to let us know your name, where you live, maybe what you're sewing on, quilting on, that kind of thing. And it is absolutely super fun and fantastic. We are in week 30 of the Scrap Masters project, and I'm pretty convinced I'm going to keep these blocks going and add them to the 24 weeks I had. I want this quilt super big. I am so in love with this quilt. I know many of you are as well. So this is going to be great. Today we'll go ahead and sew block 30 together while we do the announcements and all that kind of stuff. As a reminder, this was last week's block number 1, and there was a little bit of a change-a-roo in the pattern, and I just had a little bit of fun with that. And so at any rate, we have, we do have a rule, folks. We have a rule when we're working on Scrap Masters, and let me just bring that in close here so you know. There are no rules, which makes this super, super fun. And I think that's why we've got the 80,000 of you out there having a great time joining along, sewing along with us today and most Fridays and throughout the week, because that's the other reason I'm doing the videos in this format, is so that they work better in case you can't catch them live, but still feel free to comment below, regardless if you're watching it with us in the premiere or if you're catching it as you're just a little tardy. Sometimes I'm a little tardy, and that's okay. Iron's hot. Let's get ready here. Now, I do want to let you know, we'll be doing some show and tell at the end of today's video. Videos usually go about 30, 40 minutes or so. However, I also have a thing I like to do called the grateful list. And I'm often quite blessed, often quite grateful. And I just thought it might be kind of fun today if we start. I know you're like, wait, we want to see the roll. We want to see the spin. Well, don't you worry, folks, because on the grateful list today, item number 1, new ideas. And so, yes, I'm often blessed with a new idea, and I think this one's going to be fun. I want to know what you all think about Scrap Masters on location. Okay, folks, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. My little camera gimbal is totally misbehaving, but I got to try this. I want to start doing Scrap Masters on location. I am near Lake Pend Oreille, Sandpoint, Idaho. I'm here to visit a quilt guild, and this is going to be awesome. I don't know why I'm squatting. I'm hoping you can see me all here. This is amazing. So let's do our official week 30 spin and roll. I'll bring you in close to show you what we're doing. If you're not aware what Scrap Masters is, folks, it's a random scrap block generator at Stitchin Heaven. Totally free pattern, totally free sew along, and I'm just loving having all of you with me. And my gosh, it's a beautiful morning. Okay, here we go for our official roll and spin, week 30. Oh my goodness, folks, block 1 again. I think that's 3 weeks of block 1. Loaded die, but we're sticking with it. Okay, what's going to be our color? Color of the week, here we go. Ooh, violet. I think we're gonna like this a lot. Okay, so, and how many fabrics are we gonna use? Come on, let's get somewhere in the middle of the die this week. I could use about a 12. I want a 12. Here we go. Oh, that was a big one. 18, not too shabby, a little more than 12. Block 1 in violet. Use 18 fabrics if you can. Folks, download your free pattern in the link below. Scrap Masters on location. You're going to love it. And that is right, folks. Wasn't that super cool and amazingly beautiful where I was at? So I'm going to pause the grateful list so I can start to pick and choose my fabrics, building my block while we return to the grateful list, the show and tell, some block of the month announcements and that kind of stuff. So yes, I will be working on block number 1. If you don't have the free pattern, you can download it from the link below. Lots and lots of those half square triangles, and check it out. That's right. Last week was a block number 1, and I believe the week prior to that was a block number 1. And I like the fact that this week we're also working with 18 fabrics, because that's going to give me a better option to build a little more of that scrappy background. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to really focus on using our violet color. And so one of the things I learned while on the road teaching a few weeks ago, thank you, Jacob and Tony, had a couple gentlemen show up at one of my workshops, and they had brought a color wheel. And I think a lot of us are new to the color wheel. I certainly am. And so when we were picking some stuff, I went around the shop and we realized there was a real key to learning, I guess, the difference between the red side and the blue side of purple, if that makes any sense. So today, as I pick my fabrics, because it's violet, right, we're going to stay on this blue side of the purple, and that's going to allow me to also integrate either a blue and or some of these green, yellow, oranges that I love, or the red, which I'll go ahead and skip this week. As a reminder, crazy Catman Carl has slipped this into my stash, so I'm choosing to use a bit of this. That'll be fabric number 1 this week. And then, look at this. I also had this pre-made, so that's gonna make this fabric here, this limey. That'll be number 2. And then up here, let's go ahead and pull the blues we want to use this week. Okay, see it, how it works like that now? I think I'm starting to get this, folks. So that's going to be my violet. And then I'll use these dark, the blues and the violet, to make the stars really pop this week. And so all of these other backgrounds, I'm going to focus on these fun greens and some oranges, yellow, oranges, yellow, to bring it all together. So that means there, okay, what were we at? Fabric count. That is 5. So now let's go ahead and get 6, 7, because remember, I wanted to start to brighten up some of these blocks as well. 8. There's just one of those. That'll make 9. 10. I'm over here, then I can be over here too. So I'm going to grab some of this. 11, 12. Ooh, I do like the way that's shaping up. 13. I want those 3 major shades there. See them? The dark, the medium, the light. 15. It gets hard sometimes, doesn't it, folks? So let's go ahead and bring this in as my 16. Yeah, I can do that. 16. 17. And see, I'd like to use this, but see, that's what I mean. This is on that red side of the purple versus the blue side of the purple. So I'm just gonna resist and, oh, that's the same here. All right, well, we're just gonna add that in then. Okay, that should be our 18 fabrics. Now, what I wanna do, like I usually do each week, is I go through and I start choosing what will be my half square triangles first. And like I said, I really wanna make this dark. We wanna focus on this. I'm actually gonna choose 4. I have plenty of these scraps. So I'm gonna choose 4 of these right now for that center. Okay, and then I'm also gonna choose to use those same 4. This might make it really hard on me to make the 8 as I go around there. But then, because I want to have that show up in the middle, we're going to go push the greens out to the yellows and oranges. So now I'm going to go with one of those, move that out of the opportunity pile here. I feel like I'm getting better each week with my scrap matching and all of that. I hope you all are feeling that way about yourselves as well. Okay, that works. So now, for at least for a second, I want to go ahead and start sewing together the half square triangles here. I've got my edge guide out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of eyeball through using my seam tape. I'll chain piece all of these. And that is right, folks. Let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of the local announcements happening, things that are going on at Stitchin Heaven and around the world, if you will. As a matter of fact, coming up this week is another fantastic tutorial. We're doing Epic, which is a super cool block of the month that was designed by my friend Charisma Horton. It uses my new and newer worlds fabrics. Those are available here at Stitchin Heaven, stitchinheaven.com. And so at any rate, hopefully last week you caught the awesome tutorial with my friend, the Quilting Marine, Mark, teaching us a little bit about paper piecing, working on a really cool border. Several of you asked about that project. That was the Radiant New York Beauties by Valerie Wells up in Sisters, Oregon. It was a book she put out quite a while back. I hope it's still in publication because everybody has loved that book. Thanks again, Val, for that. So at any rate, if you're not aware, each Wednesday we like to put out a really awesome tutorial, usually pretty focused on making a project. So like I said, this coming week will be the Epic Block of the Month. We're in month 9, but you can always learn something by watching those awesome Block of the Month tutorial videos, of course. Now, I don't want you to forget, it is time to already sign up. We're not putting out a ton of information, but yes, the New Year's Day mystery quilt, myself, the Carefree Quilter, and my dear friend Tiffany Hayes, who has a real passion for precision. We will be teaching you and making soup with you all and enjoying a really fun sew-along that happens. It's a tradition for us at Stitchin Heaven, New Year's Day, so that'll be coming up, and we ask you to sign up with your email, and we have some information. There was a little confusion on the cut list, supply list out there. Many of you saw it and caught it. That follow along in the Facebook group. So again, always a Facebook group we want you to participate in. And like with our Scrap Masters, also Scrap Masters is held through the Sew Well, Rob Appell on Facebook, and the New Year's Day has its very own New Year's Day Mystery Quilt Facebook page. Please join along with those. You do often have to answer a few questions to make sure that you're not a bot and that you're somebody we want in our quilting community to help spread the love and joy of what we're doing. Like I said, I want to do a ton with our show and tell today, but I also, let's go ahead and get back into the grateful list. We'll finish up today with the show and tell, give my buddy here, Rob, a little more time to do his sewing on his block. So we decided, that's right. Number 1 on the grateful list this week was coming up with the new idea, and I think it's going to be really fun and a neat way to integrate. I'm going to try to do as many roll and spins on location as I can. And I might have to do a little pre-recording like I did this week, but that wasn't within the week, so I think you'll all forgive me. Hopefully, let me know what you think of that. Now, number 2 on the grateful list was while I was there in Idaho, it was a very restful time. Yes, I was there teaching quilting for a full day with the Panhandle Peacemakers Quilt Guild there near Sandpoint, Idaho, right on Lake Pend Oreille, and it was gorgeous. Oh, don't tempt me. It is so pretty. I'd move here in a heartbeat, that's for sure. But my whole family, I know, that's the thing, the whole family's right there in California. Look at all of these quilt makers as having a great time. Which is kind of fun because my wife has a real connection to that area. I certainly wish she could have come and joined along, but I do have other family and friends in the area. So I was blessed to stay at a cabin, Lewis's private cabin, right there on a pond near Pend Oreille. And it was gorgeous, and there was no cell phone Wi-Fi signal at all. So it was very restful while I was there. The cabin was super cozy. Had a coffee maker, that's all we need. And then of course I would, like I said, wander over and get breakfast at what we referred to as the lodge, which was another wonderful hostess there. Thank you, Jackie and Steve, for having me. Just out enjoying a little walk between the main lodge, as we're calling it, and the little cabin I'm staying in. And one of the things I've been really doing, I'd like to share with all of you, is doing a little more study on brain science and brain chemistry and what makes creatives creatives, and why some folks struggle so much with noises and loudness in their brain and stuff, as I am one of those folks. So at any rate, exercise. They talk a lot about exercise being so beneficial to help us settle. So I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start walking as many places as I can, especially before big events, help my mind settle down. We'll see how it works. I'll report back. And of course, one of the cool things is I have at the moment, and I mean, yeah, I'm bragging a bit. The hostess here at this guild is inside preparing breakfast. What they're referring to as the lodge, which is their beautiful home here. So I'm just staying kind of down the road in that little cabin. How cool is that, right? To get to do these kinds of things. Oh, would you look at this amazing breakfast? However, I did just tell Jackie that if that cup was chosen based on what she thinks of my personality, I am taking my food to go and leaving this incredible location. Well, maybe not. That was fantastic, and I really appreciated that. And like I said, I got to go and visit with the pastor that retired from our church here in Morro Bay that has moved up to Idaho. And it was awesome to see what he and his family have been working on up there. It's so neat to, I love being on the beach, don't get me wrong, but I also love seeing what all of you are doing out there with your awesome property. So that's pretty cool. I thought pretty exciting. And I did mention my wife, and bringing her along would have been so fun because she is so fond of that area. But I just really want to say, and I am very, very grateful. So number 3 is grateful for my wife, Jenny. She is a school teacher, so she has started with her new classroom, room 6. You are all awesome, folks. Now they're first graders and they're a little energetic right now, so we could all use a little prayer and support for my lovely wife, Jenny. And she had a birthday recently, and you know how much I love to draw. And so all she's requested is a spa day. And so I've created a fun little gift certificate you see here for that spa day. And so anyway, happy belated birthday. I was home in time for the birthday, folks. Don't think I was not, but I just wanted to share this with all of you. And that brings me to number 4 on the grateful list, making yet a number appearance. Another numbered appearance on the grateful list. That is right. Kevin, the hummingbird quilt. Here we go. Thank you very much. You're not going to say anything at all? You're just going to stand there? Well, no. You kind of got after me last week. All right. Thanks, man. Okay, here's Kevin. So Kevin, yes, the kits are now available. So when I first started showing you all, I asked you to pre-order and get ready. So hopefully you've been contacted already, or maybe they just started shipping out from Stitchin Heaven this week. I was super excited when I found out this morning that the kits, the actual pattern and the fabrics pre-cut, laser cut, ready to rock and roll for all of you are available. So if you didn't pre-order, you may now purchase, and the website no longer says 6 to 8 weeks. It now says in stock and ready to ship to all of you. So Kevin is technically flying out the door, and it's been really, really exciting, and I appreciate it. So let's go ahead, and before I show my block for the week, let's go ahead and see what all of you were working on last week, week number 29, 3 yellow orange fabrics. That was a tricky one, folks, on block 1. So thank you all for posting. Again, this is being posted in the So Well Rob Appell Facebook group. And I'd really love it if you put up the pictures of what you've been sewing on and your Scrap Masters blocks. And I just like to show everybody kind of what you've been working on. Another great quilt from my friend Carl here. And just an awesome, awesome way for us all to keep up with what's going on and encourage each other and be part of all the fantastic things. So at any rate, feeling pretty excited about what's going on. Let me go ahead and bring in, with no further ado, then my block this week, actually, week 30, where we had block 1 again for the 3rd week in a row. This week in violet fabrics and with 18, there it is. Thank you very much. You're really still not going to say anything? You did a real nice job sewing. Is that what you want to hear? Fair enough. All right, there it is, folks. Block number 1, week number 30. And yeah, so what I did is I took the blocks a couple of days ago that I already had created, 25 through 29, and I laid them around the quilt, and I think I can start to integrate them around the outside. So I'm going to start to really try to control my scraps. Wish me luck as we continue to sew along. I will see you all next week, folks. Thanks so much for being here for the video. Make sure, again, you're checking out one of the awesome block of the month opportunities. You know, with our block of months, they sell out really, really quick. So check out the website, stitchinheaven.com, and see if there's an opportunity to join us for a block of the month sew along. Something on there's got to fit your quilting style. So again, like I said, folks, thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting along in the chat box on the premiere. Thanks for commenting. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button and share the videos with your friends. Until next week, when we see you all again, please stay well. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. It really helps support our channel. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. Hit the little button to be notified every time we go live or do a new video for all of you. And here's one from the past I think you'll really enjoy.